The one person missed in meetings like this is wee Jimmy McConville. That's the wee secretary.
Oh, Jesus.
Tee we cried him.
Jimmy, yeah.
He actually ran the club.
He did.
It's brilliant.
Jimmy McConville was really good about it.
He done everything here except
He was great. He was great, Jimmy.
Tight as a drum.
Oh, the man with the red pencil. You put in your expenses and you go back.
Oh.
You only got about half what you put in for it. And the red pencil shoe bits it, you know. But what you were getting was there was people like say for the West coming. And they were coming in one car and the three of them were claiming car expenses.
Wonder who that was.
Big Jody and all these boys, you know, putting their car expenses, you know.
So there was maybe a wee bit of trying to get jiggery pokery out of the but it didn't work.
Well, we weren't getting any bonuses, so you have to get expenses.
See, when John, you were obviously here first. You signed in 1954, so you came from juvenile.
Yeah,
right.
Dinah Harps, yes.
So you would only be part-time then, so did you have a job?
Yes, I had a job, I was an apprentice joiner.
Right. So what was your salary here, your wages here?
Well, Bobby Ansell signed me, and I went to a pub in Edinburgh. It was a cafe sort of thing, and I got a £20 note. I still got it, by the way.
You've never spent it.
I think it was £3 per play, £3 a game.
£3 a game?
Yeah.
And how often did you train then?
2 nights a week, Tuesday and Thursday. You got your expenses as well, of course, you know.
So did you come over on the train?
Yeah, oh, aye.
Did you come over with anybody else? Was there anybody that...
Well, Jimmy Miller, who had signed about 3-4 months before me, he was in Edinburgh, well, obviously Edinburgh laddie, you know. He signed for Rangers, you'll know. Come over with Jimmy. Trying to think. Oh, there was Eric Bakey, Sinclair Mackey,
George Duffy.
George Duffy. That's it, it was a wee gang, yes, aye. Come over, aye, it was quite good.
So what was it like coming here to play for Dunfermline after playing juvenile?
Oh, it was great. I mean, there's something you wanted to do, you know. As a matter of fact, my trial for Dunfermline was against Celtic at Parkhead. I went through there, it was, I mean, there was big crowds then at reserve games, you know. And it was brilliant. It was brilliant. So, lucky enough I got signed up to start on that, so that was it, you know.
So what position did you play?
Left back.
Left back. And then, obviously, Harry, you came in 1958 and along with Alec. So wouldn't it be Ansell that signed you? It was Andy Dixon.
Andy Dixon, aye. Signed for the Rangers 2 years before and got freed 2 years later. So then I signed for Dunfermline. Dunfermline had tried to sign me before I signed for the Rangers actually. And they actually signed my young brother. And Jimmy McConville told me later on, he says, we really signed them hoping it would make you sign as well. They've done this before. I've heard stories about Aberdeen did this with Charlie Cook. He played in, they signed his best pal who played left half in their team. And they'd been at Charlie's house 3 or 4 times to try and sign him, but he wouldn't sign. And they went this night and they says, oh well, we've just been down the road signing Jim I think, I can't remember his name, but signing your pal there. Did Jimmy sign? He says, I signed. He says, right, gets the form, sign for that one. So it was a bit intriguing in these sort of things, you know. But anyway, I went out and then I joined here, and this was the best thing I ever did, joining here.
Yeah. Alec, how about you?
Well, I just come about the same time as Harry, and well, I was a local laddie, and I thought I'd get a chance here quickly, so I signed for the Pars. I had a year playing junior with Dunbar United, which I enjoyed.
So how much were the wages then? When were you playing part-time as well at the same time?
I was an apprentice in the dockyard. I can't mind what the wages were.
I can't remember what the wages were.
And you paid Dunfermline £5 a week.
I probably won't.
I remember in 1962, when I went full time, I'd been part time up to there. I was working in Ferrandis as an engineer, and I was sitting my higher national, so I was doing 2 nights training and 3 nights at the night school, and a weekend romance. And My wage then was £15 a week here, and I was on £22 a week in Ferranti. And when I went full time, I lost £2. I was only £35 a week, which I never told the wife.
So did you have to make that up then?
Kept off for housekeeping money.
When were you at Ibrox?
56 to 58.
56. When were you were there?
Happy days, eh?
Well, you got a couple of medals with Rangers, didn't you?
Well, I won a Reserve League medal with Rangers just, and I had that one game in the Reserve League Cup semi-final when the Asian flu hit Glasgow, and I think they only had 11 players left to pick for, and I was one of them. So coming from Edinburgh, Jimmy Miller played as well, and a wee boy and a boy. There was about 3 of us or 4 of us made our first team debut in that game because it hit Glasgow long before it hit anything else, the Asian flu, and I got a game. Tommy Roberts from Grangemouth, Maxie Murray from Falkirk, people who were all on this side of the country got to play that day. And we won 4-1, I scored 2 goals. It was the only game I got in the first team. And people often say to you, 2 goals in the first team, you never got another game, what was that? Well, what happened was, as I said, I was serving my time, and I was at night school and that. And after that game, on every Tuesday for the next 3 weeks, Scott Simon, the manager, had me up the stair asking me to go full time. Well, in these days I was 20 or something. You did what your father told you when you were 20. You know, you went to your dad and said, Dad, what do you think? He says, oh no, you're finishing your apprenticeship and you wait to get your higher national. I hardly got another game in reserve. In fact, I don't think I played for about the last third of the season because I wouldn't do what the Rangers wanted. I came here and it was the best thing I ever had.
Best thing.
Oh.
Yeah. How did you enjoy your time here?
Oh, imagine. It was a superb club, and it still is. It's what I would call a family club. It just seems to have that air about it, that the players just seem to always get on. Whether it's like the managers doing the job right and getting the right flux of players, but it's always been a club that always just seems to be happy players. Players always seem to be
Proved
happy.
itself when we went to Switzerland. First time ever Dunfermline went abroad, I think.
Aye.
We got promoted that year.
First time
We went to
abroad.
Lucerne.
Aye.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Magic.
10 days in Lucerne.
Lucerne,
We went
that's
to Bern to play a friendly.
Interlaken.
Was it Interlaken?
Interlaken we went, aye. Do you
The
remember
City
going
of
in the
Bears.
bus?
Where does the City of
Well, we
Bears?
visited there.
Oh, right,
We did play there. It was in
Right.
Interlaken.
That's where Jeremy Williams had to go to hospital.
That's right, aye.
Kicked to the Netherlands.
Was it no unzip his wages?
It was something like that. But it was super. Even the directors, and we went up, made them what was it that made his bed up?
What do you call
What was
it?
it called again?
Oh,
The first night bed. So they were sleeping in
apple pie bed or something.
Aye, but they turned the sheets on and
So they can't get the feet
legs
right
only
at the
went
bottom.
so far, you know. Allah. Brilliant. Jimmy watched and he was
Oh,
Watching.
And Harry Colville's wife was there with him, remember, as well. Harry was the centre half, he was the old head.
Mine, what's her name?
Aye.
Took the watch off.
Took the watch off, gave it to Jimmy
Gave
Watson.
it to
He
Jimmy
says, well,
Watson.
this is my good watch, we're going to throw her in. And Jimmy Watson says, give it to me. So she come out, you see, Jimmy was laughing, so she threw Jimmy into the water. You tell me what that was. Oh, magic stuff. Oh, man.
I went up to the bar at night, remember they were singing. They were singing, hand the glass of beer in, and people to go up and sing.
He must have got a sniff in it, he never ever drank.
It was good.
It's always been a great club.
Yeah.
And the players always seem to be happy. I mean, you read the press there and everybody they talk about it, they're happy because of the drink. Is that what you're saying? He's laughing.
The drink hasn't affected their memory. My God.
Switzerland.
Oh, it's
To go back to the football.
No, exactly.
We're just implying that there was a great club for the players.
Yeah. One of the important games was probably the club wasn't doing particularly well. I remember the game in 1958, was it, when the 10-1 game with Partick
Partick Thistle,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
No.
That was 50,
I know where you're going
that
to
was 59, that was actually.
59, right.
April.
So how did that feel, having to go into that game knowing that you had to win by such a big margin.
I thought we
to
were
survive.
pretty confident going in
Well,
there.
quite good.
Right.
I mean, it was
It was only had to win by 9 goals if the result went okay at Falkirk in Wraith Rovers game. It just so happened that although we won by 9 goals, we didn't have to actually win by 9 goals. We only had to win because the result went our way there. I can't remember how it went, you know.
Yeah.
But we set out to be sure of being up. We had to win by 9 clear goals, which is crazy.
a lot of people say to me, "Did you get a bung for?"
Aye.
Well, if we did,
I never got mine.
I never got mine. You know, everybody said that. You
Aye.
must have.
Yeah.
Somebody must have
Some-
got something.
That was probably my first year, and we used to get a few thumpings going across the Easter Road.
Aye.
Joe Baker,
Aye.
walloping in about 4 or 5 goals. So it was a tough time then.
Oh,
We got beat 9-1 one night at Easter Road.
Was it?
Aye.
that was nearly 50.
But
59, though.
survived.
No,
Not
that
the
was-
year, was that earlier on?
Aye.
Because you scored a couple of goals in that game,
Aye,
Alan,
the
as well.
game against
Yeah. And Harry, you scored 6.
6. Aye.
Two of them were penalties, but we were winning, I can't remember, I think it was maybe 8-1 we were winning at the time, and we got a second penalty. And Jimmy Watson was the only one of the forwards that hadn't scored. And I said to Jimmy, "Come on Jimmy, you take this one." He says, "Oh no," he says, "we've got to win by 9, he says. I couldn't take it.
He was a great addition to the club.
Oh,
Jimmy Watson, when he came. He was the first player that came to us, had an international career. You know, and they looked up to him, you know, and it was
It was great in the dressing room.
really good. Really good, Jimmy.
Who were the characters in the dressing room, or were you all characters?
I think we were all
Most of us had a wee bit share at things, you know.
Aye.
Who got up to the most mischief then?
Cammy Fraser. When he put his
Went
hand
back
in his pocket.
Somebody's first wage packet, can't we? I hope that's not
Charlie's.
And Charlie as well.
Charlie.
Charlie?
It was never outrageous.
No.
At the end of the season, remember you used to have a dinner and you got the money for the bonus for the year. And Charlie used to come to the table, "How you doing, lad? What drinks that?" "I'll see you a wee bit later." And he went to the next table and another drink and just went right on the table. Oh,
Then
man.
we
Oh,
the
man.
bonus is intact. I hope you're editing this at the end because
Not any swear words anyway.
no, yeah, no. You make Edwards isn't here.
When Andy Dixon left and then Jock Stein came in, what difference did that make
Night
to
and
the
day.
club?
Night and day.
I said before that Andy Dixon was too nice to be a
Aye.
manager.
He was.
Yeah.
He was a
Nice
smashing ball.
man. Nice man. He was.
Really, really nice.
It's too soft in so much as he was so nice.
When Jock came in the room with his pinstripe suit there, and he was a well built man. He had an aura about him.
He did, I remember the first game, men of directors used to be in the dressing room with the fags going. You get out, threw them out. You know, it's a mad place. Out you go, you know. But he had an aura about him. There's no doubt about it, you know.
He knew the game inside out as well, whereas Andy was just a nice guy.
He was. Aye.
He'd been a ball boy here. He had sold the programmes. He became the trainer, you know, and the physio. And then the club was a small club at that time. It was a wee town club. And so the directors would be saying, "Oh, the manager's left. Oh, we'll make Andy's there. We'll make Andy the manager." That was the sort of thinking at that particular time. Until Leonard Jack came and got Big Jock to come. That was made the club.
Leonard Jack had a big influence on the club.
Oh,
eh?
aye. He's a shrewd man.
Do you
Well,
think the
he must have
club,
been a clever man who taught Big Jock into coming here, you know.
do you think the club would have been where it was if it hadn't been for Leonard Jack?
Well, I don't know. They say that it was Leonard Jack that actually got Jock to come here. Jim Roger, who used to be remember the Daily Record, he was the guy that had his fingers everywhere. And he told me years later, he says, "If I hadn't been for Leonard Jack, Jock Stein would never have been." So Leonard must have given him some
He's a
insight.
shrewd man.
Mind you, there's some good players here. Jock just got them going.
Jailed up.
In the 61 winning cup team, it got all these young lads for Fife interested, the Callaghans, John Lynn, and all
Mickey
the
Edwards,
boys,
Mickey Edwards,
Paddy Wilson, all the good young laddies came, and that's when it started to
the
go.
club growing.
Aye.
My joke had a good way of talking, but I always had to bring use in it. Use had a great way of talking to us. The players, you players, you brought us on. And we respected you that much. That's how we went on to be successful. Because you guys kept us, and we still went forward.
To sign a lot of good young laddies.
And they were all willing to listen to you. That was the good thing about it.
And the first thing he did was the thing that we really needed at the time was we needed somebody with experience. Really to bully us or something, or make us do what Jock was wanting us to do on the park. They went and signed Willie Cunningham, and then we Tommy McDonald. They were two great signings for us, you know. And as Alex says, the cup final team, I think 9 of them were Andy Dixon's players. And Jock only added 2 players. Well, Tommy McDonald, as you know, was unlucky, took appendicitis, but otherwise he would have been probably playing in the cup final as well. So really, Andy Dixon, you've got to say, well done, Andy, you know. But Jock jailed us and moulded us into a team, whereas before we'd be going out and almost doing our own thing, saying, oh well, hope we win today, if the ball comes to me, I'll kick it. And Big Jock had us in how to play formations, you know, things like that. Great.
And although he liked to laugh, Jock, you feared him as well.
Oh,
you know, just
Did
like
you really
Callaghan.
an iron rod?
The hair, wouldn't they need a hair dryer? A hair dryer. Need to be something else.
Talking about the 61 Cup final, because well, Dunfermline was probably a team that you would never have thought would have got into the Cup final.
That's right.
So it was a good thing for the club to get there, and I mean, you played, who did you play? You played...
Big Jock said this after the quarter final. We were destined to win that cup because you see the draw. We played Berwick away, Stranraer away. Aberdeen was a hard game, but we managed to beat them 60. Then the draw, there was the last 8 draw, and we were all wondering who we were going to get. Well, there was one team in the second division that had another step. We got Alloa, who were the second, was at home.
That's right.
That's when Big Jock said, you know, our name's on this cup, he says. And we played St Mirren in the semi-final. Can you remember who Celtic played in the other semi? But they were above us in the league as well. And we got St Mirren, you know. We were just meant to win that cup that year, you know. Everything went for us.
Because the St Mirren game went to a replay as well, didn't it?
Horrible nights at Edinburgh and Tynecastle. We played the last 15 minutes. Big Charlie got humped. With Clooney in mind on the head guy, Big Charlie was off for the last 15 minutes with concussion, so we played the last 15 minutes of the first leg with only 10 men.
So what was it like then going through to Hampden? What did Jockstein prepare? How did he prepare you for?
Well, he went away and he got us down to the tailors and fitted us all out with club suits, which was a great thing. We really looked the part. Whereas when we went on to the park, I remember, who was the chairman here? Woodrow. I remember Woodrow said to me once, he says, Harry, he was nothing to do with the club at the time, he was a good supporter. And he went through and he says, it was lovely to see, he says, we're sitting in the stand and you boys all came out onto the ground before the kick-off, you know, just to have a look at the ground. We were all dressed immaculate in a club suit, collar and tie. See, the Celtic boys, they came out, it was like licorice all sorts, you can, they were all dressed different, you know, it's soap jackets, some under jackets, he says, great, he says, a great advert for the club, he says. That's Jockstein thinking, get them rigged out, make them feel the part, which he did, didn't he?
What was it like playing actually on Hampden then and in front of that huge crowd?
Well, Passy did about 3 minutes, didn't it? 90 minutes.
So it's some
Before you know
atmosphere
it,
when you've got big crowds like that in Hampden. Was that about 110 or 120 the first game, and 90 the second game? It fires you up a bit.
It's amazing.
Good crowds.
Well, when I come on the second game, you know, the Wednesday,
the replay.
I can just remember coming into Mass and it was raining that night. But what I also remember is we were trained at Hamilton.
Aye, that's right.
We got the bus, we came into Glasgow, it was raining. We got a police escort. It was brilliant.
That's when you knew you were big time, eh?
I got the police escort to take us in, you know.
I were trained at Hamilton ground, that's right. With their tea in a wee place up right on the corner. I've shown it to my wife when we've seen in Hamilton. That's where we had our tea before the cup final. Or dinner anyway. Light lunch.
Can't remember that.
You know? Trained at
It wasn't a
Hamilton.
whiskey night, was it?
So, when the goals went in on the cup final, did you still reckon that you would come away with a trophy?
Aye, once the second
Then
goal
the
went
second
in.
one, the first goal, it was great, but the long hang on, you know, till Charlie got set.
And the goalkeeper put up the shutters that day.
Oh, Eddie Gunn. It was Eddie's game. What was amazing, he did the same in the replay. You know, normally, you know, keeper put up the shutter and say, "Oof, red light, a day great." But he did the same in the Wednesday.
Yeah. And my slide rule pass finished it off for the second goal. Actually, Ronnie Miller threw a shy and hooked his ball in the general direction of the goals, and Big Charlie running put the shits up the goalkeeper and just scooped it. So it was a slide rule pass.
One of your best, I think.
One of the most accurate anyway, isn't it? One of the best. Just a big hump up the park, wasn't it?
Aye.
It was great to see them.
Some boss
Took the pressure off a lot, didn't
I was watching in the stand.
But joking apart, you were well known for your accurate passes, and
Oh, aye, it was a good
you were
passer and all that.
well, halfback,
Aye.
you would say then.
Aye, it was a good passer and all
Good
that.
midfielder.
And side forward, aye, that time, aye. Fine.
You scored a few goals as well, Alec, haven't you?
Oh, scored a lot of goals. You know, third
No
top
bad.
goal scorer or something?
Aye, something like that.
And then you came back to Dunfermline in the bus that night.
That was magic.
Was it really good?
Unbelievable. The town band.
A great welcome.
There was
Once we
queue
got
for
past
Aye.
Kincardine Bridge,
Aye.
next to the Valleyfield folk, the bypass wouldn't be there at
No,
that
it
time,
wasn't there.
so you would go through Torryburn, Valleyfield,
Oh,
and
that's great.
all the locals out.
We were drinking bottles of champagne.
Did you get champagne?
A bottle.
I had a bottle.
Very
We were fifers, we got one bottle between 34 of us.
Then the corkscrew.
Was that because Harry Cornwall had his hands on the cup?
Great reception though. My pal Jimmy Drummond was actually in the army at the time, and he got the Saturday game. But then of course the replay, and he was supposed to be back down in his, wherever he was camping, you know. And he went to the doctor on the Monday morning and tried to get a very sore back. He never got it. But when he was down there, just about final result time, he phoned up Dunfermline. Now, remember it used to be up the New Road, it was the telephone exchange. Couldn't get an answer. The lasses were all at the window cheering. And eventually, about half an hour later, he said, "Oh, I got through, thank God." "How did Dunfermline get on?" "Oh, the one we've just been all out celebrating." Even the telephone exchange stopped. Everything stopped for the cup final.
And then after that put you into Europe. So you were in Europe. Was that the first time that you had went abroad?
Well, that's another funny story, isn't it? Because the draw for the first round for the Callaghan's Cup was this Friday at lunchtime. And we're all sitting in the bath here. At that time it was a communal bath. We're all sitting in the bath. You know, Big Charlie was washing his hair with a cardboard soap, you know, as bald as I know you. And Big Jock came in with the draw. Of course we're all saying, "Oh, will it be Italy? Will it be Germany? Oh, it might be Spain, you know." Come in, he says, "Right lads, that's the draw," he says. "St Patrick's of Dublin," he says. Everybody just slid under the water. St Patrick's of Dublin. I said, "No."
But then you beat them, so you went further afield. You went to
Yugoslavia.
It was actually a good thing for us, wasn't it? Getting an easier team in the first round, and then getting quite an easy team in the second round. You know, we could have got a big gun in the first round and probably went out, and that would have been it. So it allowed us to get some of the better games later on in the.
I got a crystal vase to carry. That was my responsibility for Big Joe. Get with the boys, 17. To look after that. I get my first trip to Skopje. I had to carry the trophy to hand over to them. I'm 17. So
quite a place.
Never forget that.
Every time Big Charlie crossed the halfway line, the red blew for a foul. You know, he was a homer.
What was that? Oh, the Varna game. Oh, aye. The boy had actually played for Varna, the referee, in his earlier days. Seemingly, what did we win here, 4-0?
Aye.
And got beat 2-0 over there. Oh,
The job we got warned about bribery, that was, you know, could have been heart and die.
Aye.
If one of the other managers had told them, I think it was either Scott Simon or somebody, says, just be careful. You know, the referees are willing to take a bribe sometimes.
As I say, I was only 17 when I went with them on that trip. And I was standing in the hotel, and Big Joe came out. Wee man! Where's the chapel about? I mean, where's the chapel about? I said, most of the furnace have been Portobello. What the hell? Go and find out. So anyway, the boys started in the corner of the hotel, typical me like, where's the chapel about, pal? And the boy just slipped down. So eventually there was somebody at the desk. I said, just down the road there, right? Okay. Time is it? I don't know. We'll go back and find it. That was him with the instructions. First time abroad. Where was the chapel?
Where was the chapel?
I had to carry this with my trophy for a hand over to the other team. Just to give you something to do.
That's right.
They were part of the squad.
What it was really doing, he was involving you.
Everybody was involved.
Didn't want to feel it, just a wee boy taking along just for
that's right.
nothing again. That's your responsibility.
I think they took us to a wee place and they done a speech. I've spoke to you
In
before.
Varna?
In Skopje.
In Skopje?
Who took us to a place and they done a speech?
Oh, there was a reception.
The reception, a picture boy. And all you heard was it was one of the one of the directors, he fell asleep. It was one of these Russian type ken, because in the days it was, who was it, was in charge there? Franco was Spain.
Tito.
Tito was there, so it was all thing organised, you know. We were all bored with tears,
Is there no Jimmy Moore in the City Hotel?
Jimmy Whitworth took her in food and everything,
The directors enjoy day trips a bit more than the players, actually. Sounding out the local man.
They used to take Jimmy Moore, who had the City Hotel, and he liked to have a drink at that time, Jimmy, you know. And I remember we were going to wait, I think it was Hungary, we were going. And the big bus was waiting out there, and we were all on the bus, and we were waiting on Jimmy Moore coming from the. I mean, Geordie Miller tells this story great. He said, Jimmy jumped out the taxi, and he just had this wee bag. He said, Christ, he jumped out there, and it banged open. He says, in his pyjamas, and about 3,000 fags fell out, he said, and a bottle of brandy. Big joke was getting on him for being late. Fantastic.
He was a comedian, the hotel.
Is he still above ground?
No. He's underneath.
Maybe he used to have a bet on a Saturday. Maybe he used to get cookies on a Saturday.
Had to set his room on fire on one of the trips.
Talking about lighting a
Bedroom on
fag.
fire.
Always had a fag in
His
his
2 hands were
blue. 3,000 flags in a bottle of brandy in his pyjamas.
He got his priorities right. It's just been the tops of the journey, isn't it?
They did know.
So I'm just a selling player compared with Jimmy Moore. Fags and drink.
See, that's the type of the club we had. It's all laughter there. And they went out in the football, and they done the very same out in the park. They enjoyed themselves. Carried it for the dressing room. That was a big joke, carried it right out in the park.
What kind of things did he say to you that that made you feel that you were such a good player?
Short and sweet.
That's right. You get the impression that they boys were tactical geniuses, but they weren't. They just tell you basically for the wingers to get down the line.
Psychology was
The full back, Willie Callaghan, to come up.
We played Dundee once, and I tried to take Hamilton, the right back, and he was a good player. And Alec Hamilton, they took the ball off me 2 or 3 times in the first half. And at half time went in and he says, Harry, why are you persistent in trying to beat that man when he's obviously got your measure? I was like that. He says, look, you're probably one of the best passers of the ball at East End Park, he says, so use your strengths. Now, that was a lot of shite, because he was a better passer than me. But that was his psychology. Like that, and then, oh Christ, I'm a great passer of the ball. And he got his message through that, you see. So I never took Hamilton on again. But passed the ball, you know. That's his psychology.
The one with Everton, I played at Ibrox, left back, and then with Everton, and I might talk to Dan McDonald, no way will I be playing against Everton, which is the big man will play you. And that's when I read the team out, Callaghan, Callaghan, and Cunningham. I was like, oh. So I went, sweet man, you only through the toilet. And all it was, if you weren't good enough, you wouldn't be in my team. And anyway, you're too fast for him. On you go. And that was it. Billy Bingham, the Irish international, who I didn't care about. And I played against him, I didn't care him. That was this, we talk. You only 10 foot tall. But these guys were in the beat you at the same time. Talking to you wee different times. You all helped all right through.
Man manager.
Everybody helped. Oh, nice.
That's the other story with psychology. The boys have all heard it, bored to tears probably. But before we played Everton, on the evening times, in the Green Evening Times in Glasgow on the Saturday night, the sports paper, headline, who are those country cousins? This was the Everton players that would say, who, Dunfermline, who are they, you know, never heard of them, you know. So we cut it out. They came wandering in here on a Monday morning. Now there was never anything put up on that board except on a Friday when the teams went up. Just came in, just pinned it up, walked out. Of course you get just Jordy Miller and that.
Choice words.
Didn't have to give you a team talk. Everybody saying, we'll show them. Big Willie Cunningham reading that, Jordy Miller reading that. It danders up right away, you know. Just psychology.
Yeah. When you came in, Willie, Jock Stein signed you.
No, Andy Dixon.
Andy Dixon, and then
Jock Stein signed me full time.
Your first game.
But Andy was my manager. Then Jock.
Yeah. So you got a few stories about Jock and how and these guys.
She's write a book. That was it when he arrived. And I can't remember who it was. It was Jimmy McCormick or something. Who's this? Well, she says, that's wee Willie. Came to the school, and that was my hobby boys club. That's when Jimmy Patterson picked me up to come in here. So I made him walk into his office, and the first thing he came out and said, oh, there's the wee man. And that's who I got, the wee man, the wee cow. And that was the start of me with Jock Stein. And I never looked back. But he just said a wee couple of sentences. No, by God, you're some player like that. Just give you a wee thing, boom. If you weren't good enough, you wouldn't be in my team. Walked away, things like that. But he kent, and I kent. I was walking out in the park with these boys, who, myself, Happy, Arlie Edwards, Bertie, we all talk about them. They helped us right through our career. That's why Dunfermline was a good club. Because it was all passed through big jokes through of them, and they carried it through to us. Which was a big thing for us to get help off of them.
You didn't start off as a right back though, did you?
Centre forward. I was a wee Charlie Dixon.
We're near here.
Centre forward and then inside right. I went, what the hell am I going to go new? This is a big joke inside right. I just kept thinking inside right and then all of a sudden you're playing like back. You must have been injured or something at Ibrox. And then they're playing left back. He's nothing. That was Willie Henderson. And I went out with that attitude. Piss him. So just, and in fact, I think he's the only player ever to shake my hand and thank me for a clean game.
Willie?
I couldn't believe that after I came back. thanks for a clean game, we'll not get that again in the night. So that's how we were brought up here. Through these guys, I went right through the club for success, and we hand it all back to these boys for helping us in the younger days coming through.
You just wonder if Big Joe hadn't come here, if there'd ever be a big stand like this, to be honest.
I know,
You know, he's a shrewd man. I mean, right after the cup final, he sells Cammy Fraser to Aston Villa, and then the next thing the stand starts getting built. You know, Cammy always says, you know, I built that stand, that was my money that built that
well, we
stand.
used to go to your bath, used to share a bit of soap, give me a shot of your soap. That's how pure it was. No, it was a good. As soon as these guys started talking, and when Jordy Miller came into the dressing room, it was a complete changeover. I thought it was funny. I was even, see, when they talked, I'd laugh at one they were saying all that. But Jordy had a different, I mean, he was taking the crap. He took the crap, but in a good way. And it was unbelievable. And Jim Kerry came, and he was just a complete
Egypt.
The white cups on it, all like that. But brilliant. The pattern was unbelievable. The dressing was, to me, up and with these boys, was very, very important. That's where you learn, you listen. That's how we went on to be a success. Because of them.
Must have been a big financial commitment to put this stand initially. Because the only changes I've made is just the bulbs in the pump. Never mind the extensions. Oh, it's like a 5-star.
That's a good one.
Potato.
We'll talk about the lights. We were just talking about when the lights went up here, you know.
Lights,
That was a big Sheffield wins.
Sheffield United.
United would play.
I'll keep you right.
Keep me right.
We got beat 4-3.
Got beat 4-3. That was a good.
But that was
start
was,
again.
they were put up before Job came.
Aye,
They were
yeah,
put
yeah.
up before Job came. Aye.
Yeah.
Of course, 58.
Job came in 59. Oh, lights. Well, I think they were up 59. I think it was that.
58.
58 was it?
I came 58.
Well, I came in 58.
I came a long time with you, 58.
Aye, you were just the same, man. I remember your first training night out there at the back, when we used to play at the back there, the street lights. After they used to corrugated, it was corrugated. Used to batter one another off the corrugated. Oh, he says, this is some places, I've been battered off that corrugation, he says, all right, he says.
Got Wrigley here.
Good for your footwork though, Willie, you weren't battered off it.
I meant to get flung in the bath with you, so I think I was going to get stripped in front of all that crowd.
I went into the jacuzzi.
I says, I'll wait till I'll go in the bath and I'll sneak. And after they're finished, that dick, and stripped off, and whoop, that was my baptism. Welcome, Willie Callaghan.
When did you leave then, John?
62, I think it was.
62. So after the cup final.
Well, I didn't go full time, you see. I still wanted me to go full time, but I didn't. I'd made my mind up just not to go full time, you know. Because I got married and family on the road. And I didn't have the courage to go full time like the boys, you know, financially, you know. So I just decided to.
So where did you go afterwards? After you left here?
I just.
You just gave up football?
I finished, aye. Just finished,
So did you still come over to the games then?
Aye. I still supported Dunfermline and all that. Oh, pals were still here.
When after that cup final, and you were in Europe a lot, and then you were in another semi-final in the cup, and then in '65 there was another cup final, and then semi-final the next season as well. So it was quite
the golden era.
A good record, a good run,
Good run.
But a great squad of players.
9 years on the top. To
When they manager, they were away tops in Europe.
Brilliant,
Oh, that's fantastic.
Change of managers. What was his name?
Did I mention?
I know, I mentioned the name.
After Willie Cunningham left, we didn't have a manager for a few years. End of the story.
End of the story.
None of us swore there.
How did you guys feel when Jock Stein left?
Disappointing. Because we thought we were on to something really good, you know.
I remember you saying that, Harry, right enough, yeah.
I think that, well, his ambitions beyond Dunfermline, even when he came here. I think his ambition was always to finish up at Parkhead, and I think we've heard since that Kelly told him to go out and get experience in management. The view of coming back to Celtic, you know. And, but we did well when we had him for 3 years, was it?
I still
3 years,
think,
wasn't it?
even after a big job left,
Was it? Aye.
and these boys carried us on. I keep talking about them. Because we don't respect, which is a big word at Dunfermline, and the respect we had for them brought us through joke on a one big Willie taking
Willie wasn't a man manager, Willie Cunningham wasn't a bad
Willie
manager.
was his own worst enemy.
But, well, not only that, he played with us, which
Played
is very, very hard.
Too close.
Difficult job.
Difficult
You've
job.
played with players
You know,
and you become the manager.
You go to Europe and after the game you're always allowed to go out till maybe midnight, you know, and he'd be out with you. And then the next time we're going abroad, he's the manager. They said, remember lads, you've got to be in by midnight.
That's right.
And we're in Spain, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Willie's coming along the road singing the Irish Rover.
That's right.
4 o'clock in the morning. Big jokes in his pyjamas, look at that big. And then he's taken over, you know, and we all know what he was like when he was away.
It was awkward
So
for him.
it's a hard job.
It's a hard job.
He did well. We should, in '65 we should have won the cup and won the league as well.
That's right.
We drew with St Johnson here on a Monday night or a Wednesday night, 1-1. St Johnson were about second bottom in the league, and we were way up there, second or third. Only drew 1-1. Played poor, and of course after that the cup final, Billy McNeil scored in the last few minutes to go ahead, and we were the better team that day. But that's football, as you say.
I know.
No, we could
Just
do it.
your Donald Duck game.
And Alec, you then left and you went to Rangers
I did,
for
aye.
a rather large fee.
Aye.
What was it like playing for
Well, the
Rangers?
chance to go to a big city club, you know, aye. No, I never didn't regret doing that, although it wasn't a particularly beneficial time for me, because Celtic were the kingpins then. Big Joke was the manager of Celtic. He was on a run.
9 in a row.
9 in a row. But, good, great time. But I didn't do hell of a well, really.
So was your best football here at Dunfermline?
Aye. That particular era in the 60's where we're playing the foreign teams. And,
I think we can all say that. That was the time to be here in the 60s. Definitely.
The other club that I miss doing well was Aberdeen, because I feel they could be a big club because they've got the population there and a good manager at that time. But Eddie Turnbull, but not, didn't he click guy, so just faded away.
And then, well, when you were here, we reached the '68 Cup final, of course. And again, that was a good team. So
Without a manager.
So what was that like, playing in the '68 Cup final?
Brilliant. It was really great. But, I ended up being our favourites coming through in the run into the cup final, because we really clicked because of these guys. There were about 7 or 8 of us in that team all came through together in that cup final team. So it was a big achievement for us all, sticking together and
Team spirit.
getting to the final. And the team spirit there was just, for these guys, pushed it all through. So it was a very, I think the cup final was the easiest game we had in the cup. St Johnstone should have beat us. Then we went on, but the Hearts died that we just hammered them in the cup final. But they did, because we were that confident, they was going to beat us. No Bohida, it's just the way we were playing after them. Year number 1, get out and do it, get improve it, and this is how you just carried on. The big influence, the big joke came right through our career, and somewhere there it came into you. We were watching news, and then we started coming in with big joke, bring you into the first team, then you're out again, and then bring you in again. You went in there for your all season in that position. you got a game and then you're back in the second team. So you had to fight. But again, they're a great atmosphere for us for try to follow you boys. And you said the same thing, I better watch my back. These mushy shits are still in there. Upstart. I went right through for him, right through the players. And that's how, I said, suddenly us all came right through the one time into the first team. And it was a great thing for any guy for to take care of his manager.
Yeah.
What's a great thing with football in the end is there was a big team and there was a wee team. You know, if you're in the reserves, you played against people like, they were all good players, every team that was there. Nowadays, there's no reserve team, so this is how good players are sort of left on the bench and kind of get a game. But we were always, you know, it was great.
I always said at that time, too, if you were injured, you kind of said, oh no, I'm alright. Because you can, if I got out for 2 or 3 games,
somebody else is going to be
fight to get back into the team again now. No, it's a big change.
Game's different altogether nowadays, isn't it?
Not for the better, I don't think.
No, for the better.
I mean, the players that are sitting on the bench now, I mean, great players sitting there. Long ago, they were playing every week against people just as good as them in reserve teams.
Right.
I get, it's when some players get the ball and you see them going, Papa, go today. Where before, you came before you got the ball where you were going to go. Where players now just think, but they've got the ball, what do they do? So I don't think they're all happy. Kind of did look like a team.
There's too many, you see players coming out now with headphones on, you know, and we used to sit in the bus and the laughs in the bus and the shooting. People bet on the flies going up the window.
Came up to see on the park.
No flies.
There's a boy coming off the park and you hand him, you're Jokestein, you hand me a bottle of water. Could you imagine Jokestein sitting watching that?
Some of the haircuts.
It's you know, that's coming off for a wee drink of water and everything. Oh, it's a big joke. I'm wanting, give me orange juice, Jock. Give me orange juice.
Take the mickey out of you. I remember one, it was pre-season, came out for a meeting and I had a classy jacket and trousers and all that and a polo neck shirt. I thought I was looking dandy, you know. I came in and says, you think that style will ever come back, John? I said, teacher, come back, call him. I was feeling great, you think that style will come back? Thanks, boss.
Who was your most difficult opponent?
No, the wife.
I mean, I was fortunate enough to play against like Gordon Smith. Willie Hunter in Motherwell was a boy that was really good. I think Willie Hunter, difficult because he always seemed to cut inside you. You know, he used to try and shepherd the winger down the wing. He used to come in your back. You know, he was good. But Gordon Smith was great. He's the only person that never shook hands with anybody. Gordon used to go for the part and wave to you. I used to, when I was at school, at St Anthony's, well that's near Easter Road, and maybe Hibs had a game or something, we used to go round there after school and chase the players for autographs. Remember chasing Gordon Smith? Because I ended up chasing him on the park as well. You know, he had a white coat and he used to run over the bridge because his Maserati or whatever was parked. He was the first British player to have a full car.
Well, he ran there to the far side with Dundee, playing with Dundee. He ran to the far side and I stood, I don't know, I came away, you went up this part and I went right along to him. And I shook his hand right in the middle of the spot. Great to meet you, Gordon. That was it. I spoke to him yesterday.
He was a shy guy, actually.
Very shy. Brilliant, he's my hero.
Gordon Smith. Oh, he was great.
How about you, Harry? Who was your most difficult?
Oh, they were all difficult. That was the way I had to look at it. I'm not sure. I think maybe Alec Hamilton in Dundee was a good player. I had to give that through him, you know, he was a really good player. He's hard. But mine, when Jock came, a winger's game in my old days, when I first came here, when I went to Ibrox, when I played junior and that, was all you did was you stood on the wing and hoped somebody would give you the ball, you try and get up the park as far as you could and cross it out for somebody like Big Charlie, that the header it and that. When Big Jock came, he changed their game altogether, you see. When you lost the ball, you were back. You were playing in about 10 yards in front of Big Willie, who was the left back. You would have to defend as well. None of this just I'll play when the ball comes to me.
That's right.
You had to play when you were off the ball as well when Big Joe came, and he just changed the complete whole setup of the game, and he made me a better player. Because, as I say, I just stood there, and if the ball came, Peeps and I just stood. The ball came, right, see if I can get on the park, get it across, and then you have to come back, funnel back.
You had a favourite supporter who used to stand under the shed there, so
Melrose, get in your head and win!
You had the green bonnet on that. I used to wave to him at the end of the game, give me a stick, only because I wouldn't, this was Big Joe changed things, you see. He was wanting me to stand up there beside the fullback talking about where we were going at night after the game. Instead of that, he wanted me back beside my own fullback, helping out. Changed the game completely, it was great.
How about you, Alec?
Sorry, Willie. I'll stick to a fifer, Jim Baxter. Like good player.
Oh, magic.
He was good at the dancing, and he was
Drinking.
and he was good at the drinking. You name it.
The casino.
He was good at everything.
Aye.
He was.
But he was lucky, he learned for the boys at Wraith. The
older boys.
The older boys, what's the
Harry
one?
Cole, Andy Lee.
Who was the left back that played for Scotland?
Willie
McNaught.
Aye.
Ian Bain.
Aye.
Dad Bain. Dad Bain.
Willie, how about you? Who was your most
There was
difficult?
that many at that time, but the one I just had loved playing against, never said we hate each other, was Big Yogi.
Yogi.
John Hughes. He used to hate each other because we're the best of pals. But on the park, the professional people, and so we did. We knocked hell at each other. It was great playing against them. You were never injured because you went and boom. He done the same with you. If you went in with your tail hanging out, your leg would have been off. But no, I love playing against 100%er. I brought that. E. Henderson, Bobby Lennox, or God for, but you can't even run a game. In fact, most of the teams at that time, their wingers were all. You can't what you're up against. You're going to be on your hearing of every game. So.
Wingers
There's no easy games at that time.
Wingers games.
Attacking fullbacks now.
That's right. Games changed.
Apart from the cup finals, was there any other game that stands out in your memory for anything?
Everton. Everton Valencia.
I was just looking up the crowds for that book there the other day. There, some of the European crowds are unbelievable. The lowest one was when we played the first game, where everybody thought, oh, it's St Patrick's now. I think it was 10,500. 25,000. Imagine 25,000 against Valencia.
Valencia.
I mean, I remember Big Joe went to look round some of the churches, halls, and he had another set of church forums across the front of the old stand. Folks sitting in them, collecting these forums, you know, another row of the stand. 25,000 in that old Cowpea place. Unbelievable.
But we could beat 4-0 there, and they came in, and it was just over. Get the heads up, we'll beat them at East End. I was only 19. I went, is she kidding? We came in and done it. That was a brilliant. What a game that was. Oh dear me. And we were very
Valencia,
lucky.
we were unlucky with Valencia with the weather.
We were very lucky.
Crowd-wise, I think there was only 12,000 at that game. But
So were the Spaniards playing on a nice rink.
oh, they were sick. They come with the leather boots, so we were all playing with flatties on. The game would never have been played if it had been a league game.
Never.
With a British referee, there's no way the game was iced. You know, we were all going to flash the flatties on, and they had the tights on, the gloves and the Spanish team.
Tights?
Oh, aye.
It was a good experience.
Laddered as well. How the crowds turned out for these games, it's unbelievable. Mind you, at that time, Dunfermline was getting 8,000 anyway, the league games. You know,
I always remember one game out there was 800 at one year's second team games. That was before me, Happy, Jim Fraser did. We were on the second team, we were all starting to push into the first team, and the crowd, I can't remember who it was, it must have been a cup, but there was about 800 there, and they just, Big Joe couldn't believe that. Everybody saying, God forbid, these are all coming through. And it did, all came through, one at a time. Good days at that time. Everything was going forward, there's nothing going back.
Because at that time you used to play, the first team used to play at home, and then the following week it was the reserve. Yeah,
it's easier to
reserve.
plan your sort of social side as well for that reason, you know.
But even at the start of the season, it used to be the League Cup. You played a
Aye.
Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday,
great.
Wednesday. It was brilliant. Now the players can't play twice a week because they're tired.
I should tell the boys that I used to play the Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. I says, in your pay packet, that was £9 a bonus. 3 wins at £3. Oh, you shit. I'm not going to tell my dad. I said, Dad, I'm going to get you a car. And just after that, 2 years later, they're in Europe. And I got my his car. But that was a bonus to you, £9. Well,
£3 for a win and £50. £1.50 for a, no, £1.50 selling for
I mean, we
a draw.
was it 58? We played Rangers in the cup here. And it was a full house. And the bonus, we were on, I think it was £10. But they beat them. We were only 1 and a half time. We got beat. The club gave us a fiver for getting beat. We got a fiver. But we have told you the story about one of the directors here was a butcher at one time.
Oh, Jimmy Anderson.
What was it? Can you remember, Alec?
Can start coming there
Just like-
sometimes.
And they had the plasticky thing with tripe in it.
Aye.
Aye. They used to bring you tripe.
Right.
I used to take it from my dad. He liked it. But Jimmy Miller just tell me, he says to, he was telling his grandson, he says, his grandson says, he must have been no very good player, granddad.
You were trying.
What was his name? The butcher.
Jimmy Anderson.
Jimmy Anderson.
Aye,
I had the plastic, what, no, it wasn't plastic. And there was tripe in it. Oh, I couldn't stand it. I took it in my dad. But it was meaning well, you know. Perks your job, eh? Played a lot of tripe.
What a board of directors at that time, eh?
Oh.
Comedians, huh?
Anderson.
Jim.
Was
Was
it
it
Bob
boy,
Tory?
Bob Tory.
Bob
Tory was
Bob
in
Tory.
these lads.
David Thompson.
Oh, he was a gentleman,
David
Bob
Thompson.
Tory.
Bob Tory. Can't remind the other ones.
Would you have liked to play in this era now?
No.
No. I can't see how players enjoy the game now. Mind incentives are bigger now, we know that.
The standard, in the old days you could play, you could tackle. And nobody ever seemed to get hurt.
No.
Really, to be quite honest.
No, you were going for the going for the ball. And sometimes
Nowadays, there's people falling down or they're
rolling
or
about.
somebody boot.
and actually screaming now when they were in some of the
parts
partners.
of the body now under the came head. What they come out with, there's stones of ramblers of war. What the fucking hell's that about?
I'd love to have played, as long as I played at walking pace.
I thought you always did anyway.
No, I was waiting for somebody saying that. See some of the boys running now.
Oh, athletes. Some of the athletes now.
If I was shaking hand before the game, and I get sent off for breaking his nail or something. That's how bad they are. Give me the ladies' football. They get hammered in each other as you come from the wall.
That was a good game, Arsenal Chelsea last week.
I was up at Aberdeen yesterday and Eddie Turnbull was a good manager as well. He didn't have the man management skills that Big Jock had, you know. And John was telling the story there about his suit and that. We were going round the home dressing room and looking at the football bits. And the yellow ones and pink ones and that. And wee Jimmy Wilson turns to me and says, "Can you imagine boy coming out with him and Eddie standing?" Eddie said, "Yeah, I got it done a black paint out of him." You can imagine Big Jock with the pink boots and all that.
I just said that a fortnight ago with here's Ballerenton, I was sitting. I looked at the goalkeeper on and name it, God, I said, Jimmy, look at that keeper. He says, bro, eh? Pink. Pink all the way down and pink boots.
Oh,
He says, imagine Big Jock coming, boss, I've not got pink boots on this week. Yeah, pink boots. Oh, and pink to run out in a park.
What a state. But that's money as well, they get paid for these things.
Wearing them, just for wearing them.
We had Mansfield Hotspurs.
Oh,
Remember them?
I don't know Hotspur, no. Hotspur,
Mansfield
Hotspur, that's right, you're right,
When
John.
you put them on the studs were about that. I was about 6'2" when I won.
Hammered and studs.
Oh, well, the old man used to repair the studs, kind of playing for the sale and all that, you know.
All day.
And then the front of them was a big knuckle. And if you didn't kick the ball right, well, you should have.
That's where we've got good stories. Going in and sitting with Eddie. He just sat there with the bits and you just get that. He never missed the screws, he just get hammered up. Ah, you're right here. And the stories he gave
He's a great trainer, Eddie. He used to go running on with cold water. The ball, put the bag down, and it's your knee, and he went somewhere else. And then he jumped up. He said, yeah, you're all right, son.
Eddie the trainer.
That's what they had, eh?
Eddie Dowie, wasn't it?
Aye. He just had a bottle of water.
the magic sponge.
Sponge, a bottle of water.
You broke your leg, run it off.
He'll do that.
Run it off.
I've broke my leg, which one is it? The right, the one to the right, outside left.
Oh, that was a great saying in the 80s. Run it off, son, you'll be alright.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, a couple of stamps.
Just
Andy Stevenson was a trainer as well. What was he like?
Yeah, Andy, brilliant.
Andy was alright. Andy was alright.
He got a thing, he got a thing. I got a knee in there and I went right up to there, the muscle. And having big joke to me, said, the wee man's finished. And we answered, no, he's not. And he'd done it, took about 3 months. They came back and played again. And that was all through wee Andy. He's got Alzheimer's now.
is it?
But if you go in, he's all gets all away and all that. But now he's going, boy, whose football career did you save, sir? I had a bad injury. Well, that was Willie Callaghan. I says, I'm talking to you. Oh, Willie. It's a shame to
What a
say
shame,
it. But these were a magic physio.
He was good, he was good.
He didn't give a clue with football. No way. He was a
Willie brought him. Big Willie brought him. He'd never been involved in football before. He was an athlete.
Rob Roy, Kirkintilloch.
Oh, was he? Was he with him? Oh, I didn't know
That's how
that.
he knows the Fergusons.
I thought he was a runner.
What's his brother's name?
He tried to do a team talk and that was when he said, "Aye, we're playing 4-2 today."
She'd win for 12 men.
12 men, nibsy down there, like. Okay, boss, rump. That's one thing, it's no sort of been laughter we've been doing here. That was Dunfermline Football Club. I don't need to go that now. Not just with Dunfermline. Showing each other your pipe back in, your spy line in the ring. I don't think you get that now. You need a meeting first.
What was it like playing with your brother then, when Ted was here?
All right, I was a bit worried. I was a wee worried at worse because he was a hell of a bloody dreamer.
Are we leaving now then?
He was a bit of a dreamer. And I used to be, you get a grip of yourself. But he had an attitude, you still got it, yeah. And in fact, it was just about 2 or 3 weeks, he was through and everything like that, and he says, "And how are you doing?" I went, "I'm feeling all right. How are you?" I said, "That's why you talk." But he's got that just the whole help me say a sentence.
Pretty laid back, big
He's never changed.
Pretty laid back, big time.
Good player.
Oh,
good player. Great
Well,
move.
if he hadn't been a good player, he wouldn't have been at Ibrox at the park game with Big Joe.
He got a good move.
I think Ted's the only player that Jock signed twice. Is that right? So he must have had
He signed Ted, Ted didn't even know what his wages were. He went into the office and went, "Right here, Tommy, right here. Sign there, right, sign there. On you go, all the best to you, right." And it did. I said, "You know what wages you were on?" But did you get what they say? They could have just said, "What about my wages?" No, they tell them later on. I was telling you what they were on at that time. He's not very one for what he got right now.
I mind you going into pre-season, going in for Kenny go see the boss for a wage rise. Right, Joe, what is it, John? I thought they would maybe a bit extra, a couple of pounds in the pay package. I said, "You get how much a miner makes?" £7 a week they go to the pits, and you want an extra £2. I just got all more. They always started with a minor. We got £100 for winning the Scottish Cup.
Aye.
£100.
We got 50 for the draw.
I didn't care what we go for winning the cup.
That was a lot of money in the days.
I think we to give the club £100.
The Jordan Miller, when we beat Everton, I don't know what we were on to beat Everton, something like 25 maybe or something. Oh, he says, brilliant, he says, that electric bill just came in this morning at 60. I was wondering how I was going to pay that, he says.
That's the type of boy he's talking about here. Would make any dressing room. Jordan Miller. He was just a complete, it was brilliant.
Jim Herrick was opposite to
brother-in-law.
They came together, you know.
So we see, didn't follow him on the park, we lose goals. Didn't follow him, you go in the half. Oh, it was terrible. Here he goes, he's behind me away.
That must have been some car coming through there, eh? Full shade.
Full shade.
Danny McAlin, Jordy and
Danny's
Herrick.
Danny's still the same, yeah.
Oh,
never stops. What about, and he goes, all the stories now, I'm going right.
Oh, I remember some more.
The stories.
Anna, you went on to manage the club and be general manager, so you've done a fair bit for Dunfermline Athletic over the years.
Magic, it was great coming back. I would never have moved from Berwick, to be honest, because we were really settled there. My 3 kids, you know, had settled there at school and all that. Betty had a good job as well. That was even better. And if it had been anybody else, I wouldn't have bothered. I had the chance to go to Hibs as the coach under Willie McFarlane, but I didn't want to go there. And I didn't fancy Willie McFarlane, to be honest. So I didn't think he would last long at Easter Road anyway. And I said, you'll be settling here. Berwick was a lovely place to stay. So, of course, when Dunfermline came, I had to come here. I would never have gone anywhere else.
Who was your assistant, Harry?
Here?
Aye.
Me.
Oh, right.
Jimmy T.
Aye.
Jimmy T.
I thought it was Jimmy.
That was the best move I ever got when he came and signed me for Berwick. My whole life was upside down at that time. Football, marriage and a lot. When I went to Berwick, I started a new life. I loved the 2 years down there.
Aye, 2 years.
2 years of brilliant.
You're good for me as well, you were good with the young
Just
lads.
give the boys a couple of shouts for it, waking up. Oh, it was brilliant. When I was about the training, the Trebling's neighbour, Ian Lister had the car.
Treat the donkey.
Ian Lister, Paddy Wilson and Berry, the young Dunfermline team, the old Dunfermline team. Oh, it was great.
Trained the donkey.
Great 2 years.
With as if they were coming down to Berwick twice a week. And then Glencore's Barracks on a Thursday, so any good. It was good for these lads.
Passed away a few years ago.
What was it like being manager
player
compared to being a player?
Well, it was a far different club to what it is now. No money. Jordy had just left to go to Falkirk, George Miller. No money.
But if he wasn't interested, he showed them that.
Everything was done with a shoestring.
I mean, Mickey at times.
I did everything. Apart from cut the part. I think that's another job I did to do, you know. And I had a wee woman in the office, Mrs. Brewster from Cowdenbeath. I signed all the players, I sent all the forms away to the SFA when I'd signed them, the fax machine, and just did everything. You were the manager come secretary, did everything. But it was a good ground then, it was a good ground, you know. And, in fact, when I did leave, for about 3 weeks afterwards, I signed 2 players for Dunfermline. Jimmy McCormill didn't count how to sign a player. And he came up to my house. I was still in the clubhouse until they got the new manager. He used to come to my house before and say, "Harry, would you help?" Well, of course I did, you know. Trying to sign this player, he said, "Got his signature, would you fill the forms in for me?" "No bother, Jimmy," in you comes and sit them in. Come down here, put them in the fax machine, send them to the SFA. Just Dunfermline daft, you know. Lovely club, so helped them out even though I wasn't here any longer. Then I came back as a general manager for 4 years. That was good. It was a good experience as well. Aye.
Then you got a street named after you.
Pardon? What in the
A street, was it?
Oh, a street.
Melrose, was it Melrose
Melrose
Place?
Crescent.
Crescent, Melrose.
That's the story there, because when it was brought up at the meeting, there was 6 in the you know, 6, and there was 3 Cowdenbeath councillors and 3 Dunfermline, and it was to be between Melrose Crescent and Shite Avenue. And the Cowdenbeath ones wanted the Shite Avenue, and the 3 Dunfermline wanted the Melrose Crescent. And we were very fortunate, the chairman was one of the Dunfermline ones, he had the cast and vote, so it was Melrose Crescent.
How would I spell it? Say it.
T-R-I-P. That's what I should have said, Shite Avenue.
So you can all look back on your time here at Dunfermline with very happy memories.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
fantastic.
Definitely.
Right.
And you all enjoy coming back.
Great.
Well, it's great just to
Yeah,
be here
good.
for the boys.
Oh,
Sad for the boys that are not here, Peebles and
Aye.
Ronnie Miller and
Charlie, all these boys, the
Passed
boys
on.
that are on their ways, Big Willie Callaghan, Jordan Miller, and all these boys, they're all away, we're still here.
Aye.
The guys you'll never forget.
Oh.
Oh, the times, yeah.
There's always something you think about, oh, you mind of that with that DAHT bat. And always will be a DAHT bat, no clever person around like that. That heat barrier, that.
He's banging it.
You learn Eddie how to do crosswords, eh? I used to do
I had to go back to school to learn to spell first.
Aye.
He was at Preston Pans Academy. Preston Pans High School, it stood on a hill.
A 4-letter word. Flower, start with that and then
He said, how to chula.
Chula.
What? Yeah, you do.
It didn't
Thick
take
skin, you have to be thick skin.
He thought he was
Take
going to
it
hear it. Wow. Edward.
Yeah, you could write books with it, but you get a lot of people in the bother, that's all.
Well,
I wrote the book.
Yeah, you get on to
Aye. A lot of divorces.
used to come here right out the pit
Aye.
when he brought his brother in.
I hated him. Hated Eddie as well.
What used to be a good day was sitting watching people's reactions before they went out in the park. How some of them had a carry on, the other ones would hardly talk. And
Jimmy T was the most laid back ever.
Jimmy T was there. Oh,
Jimmy used to
Thompson.
pick up the scissors.
What we
He
do
was
now?
cleaning under his nails and he'd clean at Everton or something. You know.
And we'd be walking about and then we'd make his stockings was alright. Look in the mirror and everything. Oh, the jersey didn't go until you got the hair. No, that went last. And that was him. What a brilliant guy he was. And he was a guy, others was Overlock, Callaghan, all this crap, blah, 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 blah. Jimmy T was the guy, when Willie Callaghan moved, Jimmy T was here. He done all the covering. No, never noticed that.
No.
He was always a while back when I moved. Great guy, he had Jimmy would play any position for you. But Jimmy roared at you, he would go, Willie, what are you doing that for? That was him really getting on to you. Don't shout at me like that. Always a brilliant boy. Dancing in Kyle.
That was his song.
That was his part of piece. It was a great.
I phoned Jimmy, we still kept up, because we was great pals, and all the trips away we roomed together as well. And I remember when he was dropped for the cup final in '68, and I phoned him the next day. How you feeling? He says, Harry, he says, I'll never feel the same about Dunfermline again. I mean, he was Dunfermline, and it just knocked him right back, you know. All right, he came back as my coach and everything, you know, but I always remember him saying that. It was a genuine boy. If he said that, he meant it. You know, Harry said, I'm sorry to say, but I'll never feel the same about Dunfermline again. I thought, oh God, terrible.
One of the nicest guys in football.
And even,
Who was the
he never even put him on as a subby.
Who was the 2 wing halves that played then?
Listener and
Thompson, McLean and Muller.
what game?
The one you're talking
Early days.
about.
Oh no, the 68. The 68. No, but Andy was the ex-chairman, Andrew Watson.
Andrew Watson.
He said the same thing. He says, they were winning 3-1 with 5 minutes to go. It wouldn't have taken much to say, right Jimmy,
That's what we all thought.
on you go for the last 5 minutes, you can. And even Andrew Watson said to me once later, years later, I was very disappointed that Jim didn't get on when we had the game won easy.
That's right.
Even he noticed, you know. But George Farm didn't like Jimmy Thompson for some reason.
He did like
He just didn't. Well, he didn't like anybody. Did you say?
bastards.
So he just took it against Jimmy. And I don't know whether it was because Jimmy was so quiet,
my life I've
and he maybe thought, well, he was thinking about George Farm or whatever. But for some reason, he just didn't like Jimmy Thompson. And I mean, he's the only guy in the world I know didn't like Jimmy Thompson. Funny that. Funny. People get different.
How that made money out of football, eh? I wouldn't say his name, but Dirk moment.
But Jim Thompson was the type of player that you never noticed on a park.
No,
That's right. Just went
Jim
about
was
his job.
Jim was a team man.
low profile.
Oh, just did his job.
Jim was a player's
Very
player.
effectively.
Wasn't he a flamboyant
Oh,
laddie?
I couldn't have done what I done, but Jimmy T was there all the time.
And he would win the ball and he'd just give it to the back guy nearest him.
Right.
Easy pass, you know.
Simple
None of this
football.
looking for diagonal ball and all that. Jimmy just won the ball and he was a good winner of the ball. Just roll it to someone, get on with it.
Sticking to his opponent closely.
Oh, aye.
Good man marker.
You remember a big joke put him on wee Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn was playing for the Hibs this time. Wee Pat was a good wee player, you know. Says to Jimmy now, get inside his jersey, don't let him go anywhere. I don't want to see you letting him a yard away from you. So Jimmy's going to at half time. Pat Quinn says, right Jimmy, he says, I'm going in the toilet, he says. That was your instructions in the cup final, wasn't it? Get inside Willie Fernie's. Jimmy, but John was always very fit, you know, and he knew that if Willie Fernie was rampaging, John could ball the match. And he did a great job with that team.
Well, we better finish up. So thank you all very much.
Well, thank
It's been
you.
fantastic.
Thank you for coming.
Is it the same time next week?